Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I was privileged to serve briefly with the late Henry Hyde. He was a man of great gentility and kindness, and when I was a new member, I had a dilemma about a bill that was on the House floor. There were many good things in the bill, there were some bad things, and I sought out Henry Hyde's counsel. At that point, he was very elderly. He was in a wheelchair in the corner. And I told him, I said, Mr. Hyde, I'm in a real serious dilemma about this bill, and I'm thinking about voting present. And he looked at me and he said, well, Jeff, you can do that, but I haven't done that in 40 years. In other words, it was his way of saying, Fortenberry, make up your mind. And so through his leadership and clarity of mind, it's interesting to note, I believe, that Congressman Henry Hyde laid down the choice for this bipartisan marker on a question which so wounds and divides us. This amendment, named in his honor to prevent taxpayer money for abortion, has remained a bipartisan compact before now. Little in Washington has been this stable or stabilizing and widely accepted by Americans. Now, Madam Chair, we're living in an age of contradiction. We say we want inclusivity, we say we want tolerance, we say we want to live in an authentic community and uphold the dignity of all persons, yet we leave some of our community out of these considerations, namely an expectant mother and her preborn child. Now, it's been said over and over again, but it's worth saying it again. An overwhelming majority of Americans, 60%, oppose using taxpayer dollars to fund abortion. And this is not some static statistic. It carries deep resonance. Where I live in Nebraska, citizens plead with me to not let our government fund a practice that cuts against their fundamental values, their conscience, their deeply held reasoned beliefs. Yet here we are again about to force Americans against their will to pay for something that they do not want. So here's another idea. Let's have an opposite discussion. When there is news of an unexpected pregnancy, and there is that vulnerable moment of uncertainty, suppose that we, as a community of care, could be committed to the journey of life, to help a mother and her child before birth, at birth, and after birth. That's called solidarity. That's called commitment. That's called love. I yield back.